Good morning, Oklahoma, and welcome to Cow-Calf Corner. As important as any management decision that we face in the cattle business now is how to engineer our selection and mating program to add value to our next calf crop. Pedigreed seed stock animals in 2024 come on every registration paper or with a registration paper documenting their age, their pedigree, and genetic information estimating their breeding values in the form of EPDs for over 20 different traits. These EPDs serve as a roadmap to meet our breeding objectives, improve the additive genetic merit of our herd, and thereby add value to that next calf crop. That being said, the mating decision of whether or not to crossbreed is effectively the decision that cattlemen make as to whether or not they want to reap the dividends of hybrid vigor or heterosis. Heterosis is created by gene combination value or non-additive genetic merit, which is the result of crossbreeding. Now, some of the topics we've covered in the past on Cow-Calf Corner, we know that reproductive traits and fertility respond in a big way to heterosis and hybrid vigor. These traits are not very high in heritability, but there's plenty of data that shows that a crossbred cow can wean up to 25% more pounds of calves over her lifetime as a result of hybrid vigor or heterosis. By that same token, growth traits are moderate in heritability and also respond to a moderate degree in response to crossbreeding. Carcass traits are where it gets interesting. Carcass traits are highly heritable, things like fat thickness, ribeye, and marbling, but they don't respond in a very large way to heterosis. Marbling in particular looks to be largely under the influence of additive genetic merit and doesn't show much hybrid vigor or heterosis. What does this all mean? Well, as we take into account the intended marketing endpoint for a set of calves, it should have a profound impact on the decisions we make in regard to bull selection and how we decide to mate. As we think about the intended use of a set of calves, in particular, are bulls going to be used as rotational sires or maternal sires, where a percentage of those daughters are going to go back into the herd as cows? That should have a profound impact on our selection and mating decisions. This is an interesting topic that we'll get into a lot deeper at our Blueprint for the Future Part 2 conference held in Stillwater at the Tadashek Arena on May 22nd and 23rd. We'll have a great set of panelists that weigh in on this topic. We'll actually feature an economic simulation that takes into account additive genetic merit as well as heterosis and how it impacts profit potential if you are retaining daughters to put back in the herd or marketing calves at different endpoints like weaning, yearling, or potentially as fed cattle. We hope you can join us for the Blueprint for the Future conference, and we'll get into the selection and mating topic relative to your marketing endpoint in a lot more depth and panel discussions that permits you to interact and feedback with the speakers. As always, thanks for joining us on Cow-Calf Corner this week.